Goldfish make great pets.
How do you divide with 1 or 0? Think about this question during the lesson. Neil has 3 bowls. He puts 1 goldfish in each bowl. How many goldfish did Neil put in bowls? Find 3 divided by 1. You can start to solve this problem using multiplication. What number times 1 is 3?
Select your answer.
Three times 1 equals 3. So 3 divided by 1 equals 3. Neil put 3 goldfish in bowls. So if you divide 3 goldfish into groups of 1, you get 3 groups. The rule for dividing by 1 is that any number divided by 1 is itself. Now let's try 3 divided by 3. To find 3 divided by 3, think 3 times what number equals 3?
Select your answer.
Three times 1 equals 3. So 3 divided by 3 equals 1. So if you divide 3 goldfish into groups of 3, you get 1 group. So the rule for 1 as a quotient is that any number except 0 divided by itself is 1. Now let's find 0 divided by 3. Think 3 times what number equals 0? 3 times 0 equals 0. So 0 divided by 3 equals 0. You start with 0 goldfish and divide them into groups of 3. There are 0 groups. So the rule for dividing 0 by a number is that 0 divided by any number except 0 is 0. Now let's try dividing by 0. 0 times what number equals 3? There is no such number, so 3 divided by 0 can't be done. Groups of 0 do not make any sense. So the rule for dividing by 0 is that you cannot divide any number by 0. Now you know all the rules for dividing with 0 and 1.
Good to see you again, mathematicians. Today, we're going to talk about a couple of special rules to know about dividing by 0 and 1. I'm going to tell you what each rule is and then show you an example. The first is about dividing by 1. When you divide any number by 1, the quotient or answer is always that number. So 9 divided into one group means there is 9 in that group. That might sound familiar because when you multiply any number by 1, you also get that number. One group of 9 is 9. Next rule. When any number except 0 is divided by itself, the quotient is 1. So 2 divided by 2 will equal 1. If you divide 2 into 2 equal groups, only 1 goes into each group. 2 groups of 1, or 2 times 1 equals 2. You can see your multiplication and division fact families working again. Our third rule has to do with 0. When you divide 0 by any number, the quotient will be 0. That might seem strange, but if you have 0 something, then when you divide it into groups, there will still be 0. Our multiplication fact tells us that 9 groups of 0 is still 0. All right, last rule. Listen closely. You cannot divide any number by 0. It sounds strange, but it makes sense when you use what you know. Think about your multiplication facts. Is there any number that you can multiply by 0 and get 7? No, because if you multiply a number by 0, the product is always 0. Anytime you see a division problem using 0 or 1, try to remember these rules. They work with the multiplication facts and rules you already know. I hope to see you again soon.